Good morning, beloveds. I don't think I'm awake yet this morning, but we'll get through this. I had a bit of an adventure yesterday. I did this in my car. Uh, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna get. It's like yesterday morning. I had a lot to do, and I didn't want to leave this until later, since I usually tell you I'll see you at 9 a.m. So I did it in my car, and I went back and watched it, a little bit of it. So I could see that the light was better than I thought it was. I was worried that the shadows were all weird. And then I watched up until my camera fell on me. So, yeah. But, I don't know. I've really enjoyed doing these things, and I think I've learned a lot. So I hope that any of y'all who watch this are getting something out of it, because I know I am. They do say that if you want to learn something, teach. And that, I think that's what this has turned into for me, is because I read them and then I think about them out loud. I can't say that I discuss them, because sometimes you guys talk to me. I think there's been an update though, so I don't see the comments anymore live, and so I'm thinking out loud about these passages, and yeah. All right. So we are closing in on the end of the month of June, which is the month of creativity. I did do a sneak peek, and if you can't guess the theme, and when I read it, I was like, oh, that makes sense, because the 4th of July is in the month of June. So that means that June is the month of freedom. It should be an interesting month. But we still have a few more days of creativity. So let's see what he has for us today. Starting with, the law of God is written in my heart. I'm taking From Whence We Came, and we're reading Emma right now. And in one of her chapters, she says, our thoughts are written on our bodies, and we can't disguise the handwriting, which I thought was interesting. So the law of God is written in my heart should be interesting. All right. I know that the perfect life of spirit is my life, and I now permit it to radiate through my world of thought and action, to express in my physical form. As I relax my body, consciously and definitely, which I am able to do by mentally relaxing and dropping all strain, I feel flowing through me a vital energy, a dynamic force, a great surge of living power. I feel immersed in and saturated by the vital essence of perfection, which brings me into tune with life. Because my whole being is this perfect God life, I have nothing to fear. Every person I meet recognizes the love and peace and wisdom and courage within me. Each person I meet feels our common bond, knows that we are a part of a perfect whole, harmony. I'm going to start that sentence over. Each person I meet recognizes the love, the peace. Oh, wait. Maybe I want to start the paragraph over. Okay. Because my whole being is this perfect God life, I have nothing to fear. Each person I meet recognizes the love and peace and wisdom and courage within me. Each person I meet feels our common bond, knows that we are part of the perfect whole, harmonious centers in the great unity of life, and so has faith in me. No one could wish to harm or hurt me in any way. I, too, can know only love and understanding for my fellow beings. I know because I am God life, God in expression, that every circumstance I find myself in is right for me. Through my consciousness of love, which is the very essence of God life, I transform any seeming imperfection into the perfect idea of my true self. God knows me only as a perfect idea, and that perfection I now manifest. God's law is written in my heart, and I delight to do God's will. All right. So, I know that the perfect life of spirit is my life, and I now permit it to radiate through my world of thought and action to express in my physical form. Okay, so he comes back to, I now permit it to radiate through my world of thought and action. Again, I now permit, meaning that I have the decision. I make the decision on whether or not I am allowing it to radiate through. God's stuff is what I'm made of. That perfect life is my life, but only to the degree that I allow it. It's that free will thing. Are we willing to allow it? And we can allow it to radiate through our thought and our action and our physical form. How much are you letting it radiate through each one of those? As I relax my body, consciously and definitely, which I am able to do by mentally relaxing and dropping all strain. And that's a big thing. So many of us we carry our shoulders up tight and hunched up, and all of our muscles are tight, and we have the option of consciously relaxing. And it starts in the mind, where you start and you think, okay, all right, I'm going to drop my shoulders. I'm going to drop the tongue from the roof of my mouth, which I didn't even realize I was doing until somebody pointed it out. They were like going through these steps of relaxation. They were like, allow your tongue to relax. And I went, oh, because it's pressed up against the roof of my mouth, which is a great way to get rid of brain freeze, by the way. But you mentally work your way down your body, relaxing those muscles. It's also a great way to go to sleep. And it shows you the power that the mind has over the body. I feel flowing through me a vital energy, a dynamic force, a great surge of living power. So when you relax and then allow that power to flow through you, being Reiki trained, that's one of the things that it's like, plug in and allow it to flow through you and consciously feel it. And then as you're feeling it flowing through, feel it filling you up. Feel it energizing your muscles for whatever it is that you need to do. Feel it energizing your mind for whatever you need to do. It's conscious. It's consciously plugging in. The power's always flowing. But sometimes you need to turn the spigot up. I feel immersed in and saturated by the vital essence of perfection. What a great visualization that would be. It's like when you're just kind of worn out, to visualize laying in. I don't know if you ever did. I mean, guys maybe not, but have you ever done the bath? Oh, if you've had chicken pox. If you've had chicken pox and they have put you in the oatmeal bath, do you remember what that felt like? The same thing. It's like, why not visualize yourself laying in the most beautiful bathtub you have ever been in, or lake or stream? If you want to be outdoors, go for it. Visualize laying in that. Submerge yourself to the tip of your nose, and immerse yourself in and saturate by the vital essence of perfection. Create that scene in your mind and feel it, because in the mind it's real. It's real in the body. And it will bring you into tune with life. Okay, so let's just, the paragraph that I struggled with a bit. Because my whole being is this perfect God life, I have nothing to fear. Okay? That's what we talked about yesterday. We talked about fear yesterday. Every person I meet recognizes. So I am now inviting every person that I meet to recognize within me the love, peace, wisdom, and courage. I invite you to recognize that within me. Because I am inviting myself to recognize it within myself. Each person I meet feels our common bond. And that right there is what we are working on right now. We are working on right now is that common bond. So that when people meet, it's like, yes, we look different on the outside, but we are all singing the same song within. We are singing the song of life. So underneath this thin veneer of whatever it is that we're using to carry around that soul song is the same. That's our common bond, that soul song. And if we all hear that song of life flowing through each other, then we recognize we're one. So each person I meet feels our common bond, that song of life, knows that we are part of a perfect whole, harmonious centers in the great unity of life. So that common bond is that we are part of the perfect whole. Each of us, we're a small piece in that great puzzle of life. And we are harmonious centers in that great unity of life. I want to be a harmonious center. Am I always a harmonious center? No. But I'm actively working on it. And that harmonious center is always within me. I just need to let it out a little bit more. And so in that common bond, they have faith in me. Well, if they have faith in me, I have faith in me. So I am recognizing the faith in me, and I'm recognizing the faith in you, and we are finding that common bond and recognizing that we are brothers and sisters in life. No one could wish to harm or hurt me in any way. I, too, can know only love and understanding for my fellow beings. I know, because I am God life, God in expression, that every circumstance I find myself in is the right for me. That's Emma. Okay, so if we recognize that we are one, we are recognizing that we are all pieces in the same puzzle, we recognize that common bond, then we can't hurt each other. Because we recognize that if we hurt each other, we're hurting ourselves. I can know only love and understanding for my fellow beings. And he says beings, so he's not limiting it to human. Beings. That's any living, breathing creature. Dare say plants. I hug my tree right outside my door on a regular basis. I am one of those tree huggers. Okay. Every circumstance I find myself in is right for me. That's Emma. A person will not come to you for help if you cannot in some way help them. Now, the way you help them may not look like what you think. So don't dive too deep into that. Just because a person comes to you doesn't mean you have to save them. But if a person comes to you, then you have something that they need. There's something that you can provide that will help them on their journey. Sometimes it's just a smile. All right. Through my consciousness of love, which is the very essence of God life, I transform any seeming imperfection into the perfect idea of my true self. If you want to know your true self, love yourself and love everyone around you. And when you love everyone around you, you will see their true self. Love people as they are and watch how quickly they become the perfect version of who they are. To become the perfect version of who you are, love yourself. God knows me only as a perfect idea, and that perfection I now manifest. Whatever judgments you have about yourself, whatever judgments other people have about yourself, God doesn't have those. Spirit knows you only as the perfect idea. You are always perfect in the eyes of Spirit. Mostly because Spirit doesn't have eyes. Spirit is all love. God's law is written in my heart, and I delight to do God's will. God's will is love. And what's more delightful to do than to act out of love? All right. So, your mission, should you choose to accept it on this beautiful Sunday morning, is to recognize that God knows you only as the perfect idea, and that perfection you now manifest. All right. Yep. It's time to get on. I'm going to go eat breakfast because we are going to have a fantastic live stream in just a little under 2 hours. Reverend Arthur is taking the stage. I posted his title. I believe his title is The Power of One. It will be amazing. Reverend Arthur is always amazing. And we will have it on the live stream right here at 11 a.m. And it'll be up on YouTube later. Most likely later today. I've been really good about getting them up on Sundays. And then Melody and Mackenzie will be our music. So that will, well, and Jeffrey. Always Jeffrey. That'll be an amazing. I'll be interested to see what they have in store for us. And Jesse will be there because he will be there to introduce Reverend Arthur. And so your usual support crew will be there working hard for you. So get your cup of coffee or your cup of tea or whatever it is that you drink, and your comfy clothes, find a comfy place, and come and experience Reverend Arthur. It'll be amazing. If you haven't met him, great. You'll love it. All right, I will be back with you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Reverend David will be on sometime around 5 today. Have a fantastic day. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Make sure you get a little fresh air. Get a little movement in. Do what it takes. You are the perfect. God sees you as perfect. You are the beloved child of God in whom He is well pleased. Have a fantastic day, beloveds.